Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everybody. We love our pets, especially if you have a dog. It's like a member of your family. You would do anything for them. And sometimes you got to take them to the vet, make sure they're healthy. Sometimes there's training involved in your dog. We are going to talk to somebody today, very unique in what she does. Hydrotherapy for dogs. Whoa. I never even knew that existed for canines. And that's what she does and so much more. Erica Etchason joins us here on the program. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, good to have you here. Love the name of your company, for Paws Adrift.com, right?
Yes, yes.
And you're located in New Jersey. So when we talk about hydrotherapy for canines, I kind of have a view of it, but how would you define it?
So we actually have an in-ground pool and an underwater treadmill. So that makes us a little unique because we have both those hydrotherapy modalities. So usually hydrotherapy is going to be some sort of water therapy, and then you're going to have some other modalities too. A practitioner may do body work. There may be a laser. I have a high-powered PEMF machine. Exercises, like kind of think of Pilates equipment, but we use it for dogs. So it's specially designed for dogs. So all of that is kind of what's part of a hydrotherapy. It's basically PT for dogs. So
Wow. So how would you make the determination that your dog needs hydrotherapy?
So, in my opinion, all dogs can use hydrotherapy. So, in our business, we have recreational hydrotherapy, we have conditioning for sports dogs, we have rehab for injured dogs,
Wow.
and we have senior dog programs. So, as your dog gets older, sometimes they can't do some of the things they used to do, but they can do it in water because water takes pressure off the joints. Dogs can move more comfortably and that sort of thing. So all dogs can are benefited from hydrotherapy, basically.
Wow. So would you bring your dog for that type of therapy? Let's say they had an injury, and let's maybe some surgery, surgery, whatever it might be. It would be impactful for that.
Yes. There may be, that's why we have two types of water therapy. So if I've got a dog with an injury like what you talked about, let's say back surgery, hip surgery, something really traumatic, you would maybe not want to swim that dog because you can't really control the dog in a pool, right? I mean,
Hmm.
they're just swimming, they're lashing around. But
Hmm.
in an underwater treadmill, it's a smaller space. We can control the water, we can control the speed. We can actually be in there and kind of help guide the dog. So even really traumatic injuries, we can put them in a treadmill and control it. Lighter injuries or conditioning is probably swimming is a better modality for that.
Wow. Getting a visual of the treadmill, and now it's clear how you can control it in a more defined space. Um,
Mhm.
and the treadmill is doing a lot of the work. They're just working
Yes.
along with it.
Yep.
Wow. There's lots
And I
more to
guess
talk about here. Uh, Go ahead. I'm
let
sorry. I didn't
me,
mean to cut you off.
yeah, no, it's just kind of forgot. So I live, eat, and breathe it, for over a decade. So I kind of forget. Some people have never seen a canine underwater treadmill. So really, what it is, it's a box, and the dog goes into the box, and then we put the water in. So the water usually comes in from the
Ah,
water comes in from the floor, and it comes into the box that the dog is in. And then when we're done, so then we turn the belt on, they walk on it like a treadmill in water. And then when we're done, we take the water out. It goes, kind of to a water supply place.
wow.
And then it's dry again, and then the dog can come out of the box. So I thought I would like to explain it because I forgot some people have never seen a canine underwater treadmill.
I totally appreciate that. And it makes me feel even better for the dogs because maybe they've been through some surgeries and things going on there. And now get in the water.
Yeah.
And if you're the dog, like, wait a minute,
Yes.
in a defined space or confined space. But this is wonderful where you just kind of lead them in and then the
Mhm.
water slowly makes its way up,
Yes.
maybe to their chest or whatever,
Yep.
their neck. Um, yeah, that's really cool. This is very unique. And again, lots more to talk about here, but I truly want to get your backstory. How did this begin for you? Rehab for dogs? Where did you have an affinity for, were you a vet in one in your other life? I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell us.
So what's kind of special about my business is my business is not in a hospital, an animal hospital.
Sure.
So, and I don't have vets. We kind of work with vets and that sort of thing. So I can keep the costs down. So that's kind of, I'm a dog trainer. Really, I actually started in corporate. So I started in corporate, and I actually started as a programmer. And I got my first Newfoundland. We started doing water work. So there's some water breeds, and Newfoundland is a water rescue breed. So we would spend summers in the water outside in beautiful lakes, reservoirs, anywhere there was really beautiful water. And I loved it. Like I just fell in love with being outside in the water with my dog. Swimming with my dog was one of my favorite activities.
Mhm.
So I decided that I wanted to try to see if I could kind of do it as part of my dog training business. So instead of doing a traditional dog training route, I went this water route. I want to teach people to do things in the water with their dogs. And so
Wow.
I did some dog training. I mentored, went to seminars, started swimming dogs for a living part time. And then over time, I wanted to do it full time. And it's hard to do outside, in New Jersey. It's hard to do that all year round. So I
Sure.
had to think of a way to move it inside. So I started building programs at like daycares with pools because they weren't using their pool. And I was like, let me see if I can help you build that. So I did that. And then I added a treadmill to my business. And that just really blew my business out.
Wow.
It basically grew at 50% just by adding the treadmill. And then over time, vets knew we were there, and more and more people are looking to condition their dogs, find a way to, give them an activity with low impact. And that's kind of
Wow.
how it all happened.
Would somebody call upon your services with the treadmill and more if their dog was perfectly healthy, but they wanted them to have exercise or just because I want my dog to experience it?
Yeah. So we have a lot of recreational swimmers. So we have people that will just come, rent the pool, come and swim their dog.
Wow.
Um, a lot of dogs, not a lot, dogs that love water, people love to see their dogs in the water, retrieving things, swimming.
Totally.
As humans, we like to see that. So, and the dogs love it. Like dogs that love water love water. So some of their owners, that's kind of one of their weekly activities is they'll take them for a swim.
Wow.
And usually people that swim their dogs can kind of tell that their dogs are in better shape when they're swimming them. Even even just looking at your dog casually, you can tell that swimming is good for your dog. So they kind of get hooked on that, right? Like they like seeing that their dog's healthy and in good shape. And um, so they just start doing it for fun. And then they keep doing it because their dogs are in great condition when they're doing it.
Wow. I moved in the last year. And so I'm in between looking for a house, but the market is not the best right now. So I'm on the tap the brakes on that, sold the house. But I feel bad as a dog owner that I used to open up my backyard, the door, and all right, buddy, have at it. And he'd run out there, he'd be doing his thing. I'd go out there, we'd run together. Not the same situation now. So I I would love to just bring him in. And to
Yep.
me, most dogs like water. Have you met many that have an aversion to water?
So I've got a pretty good business of helping owners and their dogs get over their fear of water. If
Okay.
dogs are not introduced, water is probably one of the most fearful environments for a dog.
Yeah, really.
And so if they're not introduced to it properly, they will have a fear. Um, and so we do a lot of introduction to swimming. We work with fearful dogs that want to get over that.
Wow.
Um, we go slow. We use positive reinforcement, treats. We have ramps. We have things that we do to help dogs get over that fear. Because a lot of dogs um, do have a fear if they've fallen into a pool or something like that. So we help
Hmm.
dogs get over that.
Interesting you say that. Is it their memory of, let's say they fell into a pool and they made their way out, but it was a little traumatic. Does that stuff stick with them?
It does. It
Wow.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. My dog hasn't been in water in a while, but there was one time, where he, fell in, jumped in or whatever, and I could see on his face and his eyes like, wait a minute, we could have a problem here. And he got out, and everything was fine. But I guess it's like all of us, we're we're bred, through DNA to have those instincts and to have some fear because
Mhm.
that's how we evolved. That's why we're still here. What does the term Dremel mean?
Oh, so the other part, so I have three businesses. I have my hydrotherapy business in New Jersey. I have a dog event business in Indiana on my farm. We do scent work and barn hunt with dogs.
Wow.
And then I have online resources and a course to teach owners how to Dremel their dog's nails. And I do that.
Well, can I I saw the word Dremel. And I know what a Dremel is. I have a kid at home. I use it, when I need to cut things and file, whatever. And I'm thinking, it can't be a Dremel. It's a
It is.
Dremel.
It's a Dremel. We actually use a Dremel. So like I use a real Dremel. And most of us that are good at it and our dogs are okay with it, we will actually use a real Dremel and we put a special head on it and that sort of thing. Um, and then the Dremel brand actually does make pet Dremels to do their nails. So
How
they
funny.
they're in the market because they know the Dremel company knows, man, these pet people are using our tools to do their dog's nails. So they do have one specific for pets as well.
Wow.
Um, so I teach owners how to do that because it's really the best way to do your dog's nails. If you use clippers, you can hit the quick, make them bleed. It's hard. It's scary.
Oh my gosh.
So
It's,
yeah.
I don't want to sound like a wuss, but I'm going to say it.
Mhm.
Like my cats, I have two, and I'll get my daughter. I'm like, all right, I got him. Hold him. We're good. Yeah, he's chill. He's chill. Go in there. Go in. Take a little more off. Be careful. But just to your point, you never want to see him bleed. Then what would you do at
Yeah.
that point? And even with my dog, goes to a groomer, I don't know, once every 4 weeks, whatever. But I'll look at his nails and I'll be like, I could probably use a little trim in there. Um,
Mhm.
but they're so thick. And he's a small dog. He's like a 22-pound Scottish Terrier Pomeranian, and he's great. Yeah, I could just grab his paw and do whatever. But I have an aversion. I don't want to, I'm afraid to
Mhm.
go near it. However, if it was a Dremel, it would be, much easier. And
Yes.
they're so the revelation number, a revolution number on them. I
Mhm.
mean, that's like 7,000 RPM and the motor's quiet. So,
Mhm.
not like your dog's going to be like, craftsman coming at me.
Yeah.
Wow, how unique.
Yeah. So I noticed in the swim business that, a lot of people were having trouble with this. A lot of people that, sometimes they have to drug their dogs to take them to the vet or they have to take them to the groomer. They're scared to do it, or their dog has an aversion to it. So, and because I'm kind of in that health industry, right, with canines, dogs with really long nails, it is really bad for the dog. I mean, they won't walk properly. You're changing the formation of the foot. You're going to have back trouble. Like
Wow.
it it's like a a downward slope. Once you have really bad nails and the dogs kind of change how they walk, it's like a snowball effect. So taking care of their nails is just as important as giving them good food, taking to the vet. It's just part of really good care. So I went ahead and tackled it because it's hard. It's not flashy and it's hard, but I wanted to tackle it for my clients and for dog owners.
I'm glad we talked about that because you brought up points that many of us don't even consider. How if your dog's nails are too long, that it's impeding on how they're walking. Wow. So with and I love on your website, Dremel like a boss. Is that an online course where somebody gets training? How does that
Yep.
work?
Yeah. So I run it. It's a very intensive program. I have kind of a boot camp too, so to give people a start all year round. They can join at any time.
Sure.
But my big program it takes about 3 months to go through it. And it's weekly lesson. It's a ton of video, a ton of information. I do a class every week. Everybody gets on Zoom. They can practice right in front of me. I give them feedback because that's really how you got to do it. You just got to get in there and start doing the work. And so I just take them from beginning to end, and I'm there for them every week. They can message me, email me, send me videos.
Sure.
So
Um,
yeah.
the fact that it's that long, I mean, you have the short version, then you have
Mhm.
the longer training. Is that because it's so important? Like, what's the difference? 5-day boot camp, I'm in, I learn, or we have the longer training. What's the difference?
So most people that are going to want to devote that much time, their dog usually has an issue. So to get them through those issues, it's going to take 3 months to change your dog's feelings about it. So I usually have to kind of change what people are doing. And so we gradually do it so that the dog has that time to recover, learn the new system, and be okay with it. A lot of it's emotions. And so it takes that much time to change the dog's emotions about it.
About just trimming their nails?
Hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Hmm.
And even with people that their dogs aren't really fearful, but they got to kind of run their dog down to get them, or it's just very stressful and dramatic to do your dog's nails, but your dogs will let you do them. That kind of situation, definitely by 3 months, people are able to do their dog's nails without all the drama. Like I've taken all that stress away for them.
Fantastic.
So,
We're gonna get a little deep here for a moment. Do you believe in energy between people, energy between pets? For example, let's say you have anxiety about doing your
mm,
dog's nails and you're trying to do it, but do you believe that they're picking up on your anxious
yes,
energy and then they're like, wait a minute, what do you got going on
yes,
over here?
that's totally it. So,
Hmm.
some kind of the third category of owner that goes through it is somebody like you described, that the owner's scared about drumming their dog's nails. Like they want to learn how to do it. They know it's the right thing, but they're scared. It's a tool, right? It's a powerful tool and they're scared. So it's about the human journey too. And by the end, the human's confident, the dog's confident, they have a system, we've got patterns, we're consistent, like we're doing all those things, and it kind of takes 3 months to build all those habits.
Mm.
But yes, anxiety, stress, your dog is going to sense that. That is why sometimes a groomer will say to the owner, they're fine. I can do their nails, no problem. Because the groomer's confident. The groomer does it a million times a day,
Yep.
52 weeks in a year. So the dog's like, oh, that person knows what they're doing. I feel safe.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you, as their owner who hardly ever does it, they're like, you don't know what you're doing. So obviously, I need to be scared.
And instinctively, the dog is bred to sense danger. So
Yes.
if you're, you know, worried about what's going on here, they know they want to protect
Yeah.
themselves as well, even though they love you. And interestingly, I've used a Dremel before. Oh, so many different situations, cutting plexiglass, wood, blah, 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 on and on and on and on.
Mhm.
In theory, in my mind, I'm thinking as long as the dog is willing and we're good, that well, this shouldn't be that hard. But then again, when I start thinking about it, what angle am I going here? How deep
Mhm.
should I go? What attachment should I use? Can I use just some of the attachments I have? Should I get the doggy
Okay.
Dremel attachment? So to do it right for the health of your pet, there's a lot going on here.
Yes, yes. There's a
Okay.
lot of details, right?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of details. Yeah.
Wow. So three prongs of your business, the Dremel, hydrotherapy. What's the other one?
The dog performance or the events at my farm. So we do mostly scent work events and barn hunt. Those are kind of the two venues we do at my farm. So we hold trials, seminars, some classes on those things at my farm.
Wow. So did I hear that right? Indiana?
Yes. So I lived in New Jersey for I was born, raised in Indiana, moved to New Jersey for over 20 years, started my business there, and then I've moved back recently. So,
To Indiana?
Yep,
So hydrotherapy is done in Indiana or New Jersey?
New Jersey.
Wow. So you're kind of like bouncing all over the place.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Are you, side note here, curious, are you driving or you fly? I'm trying to
I
think
drive.
geographically.
Yeah, I drive because I have a dog and she's always with me.
Okay.
So, I have a really good team in New Jersey that basically runs the business for me. I now
Gotcha.
just manage it as the owner. And then my Indiana business, I kind of more hands-on with that because I'm in Indiana more than I'm in New Jersey. But like this weekend, we're going to New Jersey and run an event. So I'll get in my car tomorrow and I'll drive to New Jersey. I'll stay with friends, that sort of thing.
Cool.
In New Jersey. I'll stay for a week or so.
So final question for today. When you first started doing your dog's nails, were you a little nervous?
Yes, yes. I mean, the program is totally based on my experience. And so I just kind of took my experience, talked to mentors, breeders, took some classes. Like I just kind of took my experience and wrapped it up into a package to help
Wow.
people.
Yeah, I love that because it speaks from experience. It's not just some
No,
cookie cutter course here. This
no.
is, well planned out, and you're thinking of the things that we're thinking because you thought them along
Yes.
the way. So obviously, if you want to do hydrotherapy or rehab on your dog, we're talking Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, Allentown. I knew I was going to do that. Allentown, New Jersey area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then if somebody's looking for even instruction on the Dremel courses, that's all on the same website.
Yes. Everything's on one website. Yep.
Got it. And it's the number 4,
Mhm.
pawsadrift.com, right?
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. So unique. You are a unique individual, and I love it because I can feel the passion of your love for animals and wanting them to be their best, healthy
Yeah.
and comfortable and all of that. And lots more to talk about next time we get together. But thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.